You know, we always think of financial milestones as these big finish lines, right? Points on the map where we can finally celebrate. But what if one of the biggest milestones isn't a destination at all? What if it's actually a trap? We're going to dive into why hitting a certain number in your account could be the single riskiest moment in your entire financial life.
And that number is $250,000. For a lot of us, getting here is a huge deal. It feels so substantial, like you finally made it. But this isn't just a number. It's a critical turning point. It's a crossroads where the very next decision you make could change everything.
So, which one is it? Is hitting this number the moment you get to breathe easy, or is it the start of a whole new, much more dangerous game? That is the question, because figuring this out is the absolute key to protecting everything you've worked so hard to build.
And here it is. This is the absolute heart of the issue, the big warning sign. Think about it. When you have $10,000, a bad investment stings, but it's a lesson. But at $250,000, well, you now have enough money to make a mistake you can never recover from. A bad bet isn't just a lesson anymore. It's a catastrophe. It's a setback that could literally cost you decades. This is where the real danger starts.
Okay, so where does all this danger come from? It's not from the market or the economy. It's psychological. It's something that happens inside our own heads when we reach this milestone. It's a phenomenon called the illusion of arrival.
So what this means, basically, is that the very success that got you to this point starts to work against you. It creates this giant blind spot. You start to feel, well, kind of invincible. You've been successful in your career, you've saved your money, and your brain starts to think that success applies everywhere. It completely warps how you see risk from that point forward.
In this illusion of arrival, it has a voice. Let's give it a name. Let's call it the overconfidence monster. It's that little voice in the back of your head that only starts whispering once you start feeling like you've got it all figured out.
And this is the first thing it'll tell you. You'll look at your nice, steady, diversified portfolio, and that little monster will whisper, "Come on, this is so boring. This is for amateurs. We're past this now." It starts to feed that impatience, telling you that the very thing that got you here is now holding you back.
Then the whispers start to get a little more personal. The monster goes right for your ego. Hey, you're a brilliant doctor, a sharp lawyer, a successful business owner, right? You're smart. Surely you can take that big brain of yours and apply it to the market. Surely you can pick the winners. It's a classic, costly mistake, thinking that being an expert in one thing makes you an expert in everything.
And here it is, the final, most dangerous whisper of all. This is the moment you stop investing and you start gambling. The monster has you convinced that you've found the shortcut, the 1 in a million can't miss opportunity. All the logic, all the discipline, it's gone. It's replaced by the siren song of a sure thing.
And you know what? These whispers are incredibly powerful. They convince smart, careful people to throw out the exact strategy that built their wealth in the first place. They abandon the proven, disciplined plan for a high-stakes lottery ticket that promises a quick win. You stop building wealth and you start chasing a jackpot.
When it comes down to it, you're really standing at a fork in the road. On one side, you've got the path that actually works. Yeah, it's kind of boring, it's diversified, but it is proven to work over the long haul. On the other side is the path the monster wants you on. It's exciting, it's risky, it's all about that short-term thrill. One is investing, the other is just plain betting.
And honestly, when you just look at the data, when you see the probable outcomes of these two paths, it isn't even a contest. The disciplined, boring path is the one that consistently builds real, lasting wealth. That speculative path? It's a heck of a ride, I'm sure, but it almost always ends in a fiery crash. The math just doesn't lie.
So how do you fight back? How do you actually beat this monster and make sure you stay on the right path? Well, the good news is, the solution isn't some complex financial formula. It just requires a little self-awareness and a whole lot of discipline. There's an antidote.
And here it is, a super simple 3-step plan. First, just name the monster. When you get that itch, that urge to chase some hot new thing, just stop and say to yourself, there it is, that's the overconfidence monster talking. Second, take yourself out of the equation. Automate everything. Set up your automatic contributions to those boring funds so you're never even tempted to mess with it. And third, and this is the hardest part, just stay the course. Do nothing. Let the plan work. See, true financial genius isn't about making brilliant moves. It's about making a brilliant plan and then having the discipline not to screw it up. So as you keep climbing, as you keep building your career and your portfolio, just keep asking yourself this one simple question. Is your success making your long-term plan stronger, or is it just making you a tastier meal for that overconfidence monster? The choice, my friend, is yours.